Okay, so you just saw the big warning at the start of this video. This video had to be re-uploaded because the original video was age restricted by YouTube because it was too gruesome, apparently, to kill a fish and fillet it and make it into food. Something I fully disagree with. I feel like this is a terrible, terrible, terrible thing to have happened. I don't understand why YouTube would restrict showing how to kill a fish and make it into food. Something that has been completely normal for millions of years. Humans have had to know how to kill fish and make it into food, and also other animals. I find it terrible that they're age restricting this kind of thing. I mean, the first time I went fishing, I must have been 7 years old. And the first thing you do when you fish, you catch a fish, you kill it, and you make food out of it. It's a completely normal thing. And to age restrict something like that is just, it's not right, I feel. If you're a vegan and this hurts you, I don't know why you clicked on this video. There is a title that says extremely graphic, and then it says something along the lines of preparing live food. So why are you watching this video? I'm sorry to be so blunt, but I just don't come and watch this video if it's gonna, make you sad or upset. With that said, I can't continue making videos like this if they keep getting age restricted. So if you enjoy this kind of video, please share it, because it's very, very bad for my channel if I get lots of age restricted videos. Just an age restricted video on its own is bad, because what happens is YouTube doesn't promote that kind of video. It doesn't go far. Like the original video had 15,000 views or something, and it's very limited. And if I get lots of those videos on my channel with age restrictions, then the channel will literally just die. It just won't get propagated across YouTube. So if you like this kind of video, please like it, share it, do everything you can to help it, because otherwise I can't keep making them. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this video. Roll it. Welcome back to the new video. Today I've got something rather special. I'm going to show you how to make grilled unagi. This is a preparation of eel done a Japanese way, and it's got a lot of steps. And to ensure that we have a great quality end product, we're going to start with great quality starting product. So for this, we're going to use live eels because they're going to be the freshest and best quality. And I'm going to show you how to do everything from killing the eel to preparing it, to boiling it, to grilling it, and making the sauce for it. So I hope you enjoy this. Let's get going. Let's do this. Okay, so this here is our live eel. I'm going to use this glove with little silicone dots to catch it because it's very slippery and otherwise it slips away. Now I'm going to place it on the cutting board and cut it at the fin, and then press through the spine to kill it. And you've just cut through the heart there. Now I'm going to place a little spike in the head and secure it to the cutting board like this. And you're going to want to stroke the eel to keep it a little bit calm. Now you take a knife and place it down against the spine and go halfway in, and then cut along the spine down. And at about this point you go in a little bit deeper, so 95% in, but not all the way through. And the reason for avoiding going all the way through at the beginning was because you'll cut through a little bile sac otherwise. So here you just keep cutting down and keep stroking the eel in case it moves. And you just keep going all the way down, and we've butterflied the eel open. Okay, now I'm just going to do a little cut here just to release the start of it. And now we're going to remove the intestines and the guts and everything. So we're going to do a little cut here, and then just slide the knife underneath this little sac. And with the back of the knife, pull this way. And then we're going to try to cut away softly and cut away this way and remove this sac. Now you can pull it out with your fingers too, but cutting does help. Okay, now that little black bead there is the bile sac, and you really don't want to cut that or you'll taint the meat. Once you remove this, then you're going to want to remove the spine. Just slide the knife underneath it and press slightly up and slide it all the way down the eel, making sure to remove the least amount of flesh with the spine. Okay, so once you get towards the end, you just turn your knife and then cut down, and then just snap the spine. Now keep the spine for later. We're going to make a nice sauce out of this. Now here, just release the eel from the fillet, and then just scrape across like this, clean it, and then do 3 little cuts just to cut through the little bones and to make sure the meat doesn't curl up when you cook it later. Once you've done that, you're going to cut it in half, and then we've got our beautiful fillets of eel. And now we're going to clean them. Just detach the head and take the fillets, and we're going to place them into a container. Now, eel skin contains some slime over it. We're going to want to remove this before we start to eat it or prepare it in any way. So for that, you're just going to add a little teaspoon of salt, and then you're going to rub it with your hands. Now release the slime. This is one method to remove the slime, but I like to use two methods just to make sure I get all the slime. So just rub your fingers across it. You should feel the slime coming off. Then put it in some water just to rinse it. And then we're going to do the second method, which is placing it into simmering water, skin side down, and you're going to leave it in there for 7 seconds. That's all. It should get a little bit rigid, and then you pull it out. So again, just skin side down and leave it in there for 7 seconds. And then what this does is it makes the eel a little bit cooked and hard, and the slime becomes opaque and you can see it and scrape it off. Now for that, we're just going to take a spoon and we're just going to literally scrape it off like this. And you can see it becomes a little bit cleaner as we do that, and there's some gunk on the spoon. As you can see, here's the gunk, and you just hit it off like this. Now, another step is taking off the fins. For that, we're going to take some scissors, and you just want to cut the fins off like this. Usually the eels will have fins on only the second half, the end of the eel more than the front. But just inspect both parts just to make sure you get any of the fins, because you don't want to eat these later on. They won't be very tasty. Okay, now you're going to need a bunch of heads to make the fish stock. So for this, we're going to take about 6 to 8 heads and cover them in salt. And again, we're going to clean them just like we did the other fillets, but this time you want to be a bit more thorough because we're not going to do heat cleaning. So just make sure to take every head and scrub it individually with your fingers, and then put in some water just to rinse off the salt and the slime. And then you're going to want to prepare a pot with 2 liters of water, and you're just going to want to take your heads and place them in there. Now we're going to cook this for 25 minutes to create an eel head stock, and just remove any little bits of gunk that may appear at the top as you're simmering it, because this will make it a little bit bitter. So once you've done that and you've cooked it for 25 minutes to make a delicious eel head stock, just sieve out the heads and then reserve this on the side for in a second. Okay, now you take 1.1 liters of the eel head stock you just made and place it into a cooking pot like this and start to heat it up. Then you're going to add 110 grams of brown sugar, followed by 115 grams of sake and 30 grams of mirin. Then just mix it and start to heat it up and bring it to a light simmer. At that point, you're going to add your eel fillets inside, place them all in there, and they're going to need to cook about 15 minutes. So just place a timer, and at halfway through, about 8 minutes, you're going to want to add your soya sauce, which is 95 grams of soya sauce, and then just give it a soft mix, making sure not to break the eels. Okay, so once it's cooked, you're going to want to remove the eels. Perfect. And then we're going to use this broth to make the sauce, since it has so much flavor in there. I'm going to take a little Japanese grill and start grilling my eel spines. Now for that, you're going to need at least 5 or 6, but the more the better. And what we're looking for here is to turn the eel spines into a nice brown color, and just to get those smoky, grilled, barbecue sort of flavors, and just have the oil hit down on the fire and create those smoky flavors. Now add it into your broth, and you're going to want to reduce it by half. And once you've reduced it by half, we're going to sieve it. So here I'm going to take a sieve and a cheesecloth and just strain the sauce. Okay, so here we're just getting rid of little bits and also the eel spines. Alright, once you've done that, you're going to want to place it back into your cooking pot. Now at this point, you're going to want to cook it very, very softly. So I'm going to set my induction cooker here to 70 degrees Celsius. But if you don't have something that can control the temperature that accurately, I recommend you use a double boiler system, where you have a big pot with water and a small pot with the sauce inside, so it doesn't burn it, because even just having a too high temperature will kill it. Now once you reduce it by half, you're going to take a third of the sauce out, and we're just going to place it inside this little spray bottle. Now this is so that we can just later spray some sauce on our barbecue eels as we're cooking them. Okay, so now that's done, just put it on the side for later. and continue cooking your sauce until it becomes a nice thick glaze. So here with a spoon test you can see it's become a consistent sauce that doesn't really drip down. And this is what you're looking for. And look at that nice thick sauce. It took a few hours to get to this point, but it's really worth it. Now to skewer your eels, you're going to take some metal skewers and you take your eel. I highly recommend just using metal skewers because wooden skewers will burn away as you try to cook it on a barbecue. So this is just a much safer method. Now just separate them evenly across your piece of eel. You'll need about 4, and then you're going to double up. So take another piece of eel and again just skewer it through. Make sure to get right through the middle of the eel so that it doesn't break off or anything. Then you're going to take your eel and place it onto your little barbecue. Now here I've got a little Japanese grill, and I'm just going to start cooking it and keep turning it. And as it starts to develop and get a little bit more brown, we're going to start to apply the sauce. So for saucing, you're going to need to sauce it about 5 to 6 times during the cooking. And every time you're just going to take it off the grill and place it over a tray of some sort and just spray it like this. And just keep doing this and keep turning the meat to make sure it doesn't get burnt in any one spot. And once you're done, it should start to look a little bit like this. This is just right, look at that, that's beautiful. Now you're gonna place this on a cutting board and we're gonna remove them. To remove them, all you do is just turn and then pull. So you just wanna twist and pull very carefully because it's very, very fragile. And once you've done that, we're gonna cut it. So here I'm just gonna cut it so that I can pick it up with chopsticks later. So I'm gonna cut it into little bits like this. And then I'm going to place it onto a bed of rice with a little bit of butter. Just have the butter melt into the rice and just lay them on top like this. And once you've got them on top, then you're going to want to sauce it with that thick glaze we made a second ago. And just be very generous because it'll drip down and soak into the rice. And that's just amazing. This is just so tasty. Done. That is really good. It's so nice and smoky, and the depth of flavor of the sauce is so deep because we spent so much time making it and putting all these steps to make it so good that it's amazing. Anyway, if you go through the trouble of killing an eel and making it into this, you won't be disappointed. It's really, really nice. I'm going to leave some links in the description of this video to some of the things I used, like this Japanese grill, and also some websites that sell live eels in different countries, so you guys can find eels in your country. Now if you know a source of eels in your country, please leave it in the comments and I'll add it to the description so other people in your country can also enjoy making this dish. I think that's everything. Thank you for watching. I'm Chef Devaux and see you in the next video. Goodbye.